Hey, what's up, everybody?
Hey, how you doing?
What up? Welcome to the
Lab Africa podcast.
So this is where we talk about life,
Life, art,
and
and business.
And I'm your host, Martinson,
And I'm Judah Domino.
and we're excited to bring you the grand finale of the season 2, the
Yeah.
Lab Africa podcast. It's been quite a journey. It's been awesome. It's been
it's
interesting.
been-
the
it's
ups
been
and
real.
downs.
It's been real.
It's been real,
It's
right?
been Gucci. It's been real. It's been all the times. It's been dope.
Yeah, man.
It's
Yeah, man.
been
Yeah.
everything
And
you can say.
we're excited. So in today's episode, we're gonna give you our experience
Yeah.
shooting and recording season 2 of the Lab Africa podcast,
Yep.
and some of the challenges that we had, and the successes we had. Why do you want to do this? So that hopefully some of you who want to also start your podcast would be able to learn something from it,
Yeah.
and then also perhaps encourage you to start something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you're ready to hear what happened this season, let the intro roll. Yo, Jida,
What's up?
what do you think this season? Season 2.
For me, it's been really great. It's been the test of consistency.
It's been a test of consistency.
Because starting something you can start, but then maintaining the flow and everything, and it's been really crazy. It's been really crazy. Like, and I feel like this is the only space I can be so real with, like say things, and then
yeah.
I know you cannot you even if you shoot me at the back scene, like you don't shoot me on camera, so it's fine. But yeah, it's been really amazing for me. So the test has been real.
Yeah.
The test has been real.
It has been, and I'm so grateful. Like you're talking about the consistency.
Yeah.
The consistency has been tested, especially for me in this season. So we started the season 1. We wanted to do both the video and the audio.
Yeah.
Which we did season 1. We recorded videos, but we didn't post often.
Yes.
We didn't post
No,
often.
I think we just posted one.
All right.
that was it.
Okay.
We
So we just
posted the
put,
video
but
as
we
well.
recorded almost every episode.
Yes,
but we
was
didn't
recorded.
because, and then
Yeah.
so because of that, when it came to the output or having it on the podcast on the platforms,
Yeah.
I just had to work on the audio, and I was
Yeah.
quick and then put it out there. It was that easy, But now in this season, we wanted to be consistent with the video as well.
Yo.
So now I had to edit I edit in such a way that it's both good for the video and the
And for the
audio,
audio, yeah.
and that was really challenging. And I'll be talking about those challenges. But besides that challenge of editing both the video and the audio, I mean, it's been quite a journey. So I'm starting with some of the interesting things, the good things.
You can go
was-
ahead with that.
The fact that we started a podcast, it was just an idea because
Yeah.
you come to my office often and we talk
Yeah.
about the challenges we have running our own businesses, what we hope to do, and all kind of thing. And we thought, hey, why don't we share this?
Yeah.
Let's
with
create a
others.
community around this, share
Yeah.
this, and have a conversation around this. And that's when we started. So we started, I mean, we didn't have anything because podcast wasn't something that we were thinking in the,
Yeah.
we had planned for, and then so we just put together some of the equipment that we could easily get our hands on and record it. And then we thought, okay, if you're going to do this, then let's try and do it better, right?
Yeah.
And so we started with your phone.
Yes, it's there with my phone.
Your iPhone, sometimes we recorded both the audio and the video with your iPhone.
Yeah.
When
goodness.
we'll have only one mic, and when guests came, three of us had to share one mic,
Yeah.
which was crazy, which was funny. It was like, so sometimes you have to scream from the back there, like if you are 3 people, that you have to speak louder so that the mic could pick everybody.
Yeah.
And so the audio in that particular one wasn't that great, but
There was.
I mean, we're not saying the audio in this season was perfect,
Yeah.
but it was an improvement from last season.
Yes,
So
it is.
this season we were able to find out, okay, let's get one more mic
Yeah.
and just add to it. And we were finally able to get rid of using your phone as the camera,
Yeah.
and then now we
Get
have.
rich.
No, yeah, we
Yeah,
had
yeah.
we had
I get it.
to.
I get it. I get it. I get it.
Yeah, it's always been real. It's been good. We have cameras.
Yeah.
So camera one,
Camera
camera
two.
two, and it's been good.
Yeah.
You know, capturing really good videos for
Yeah.
our YouTube, which
Yeah.
is growing really well, and
I know.
it's exciting to know.
And with the season one, we were competing. So sometimes we recorded in the evening, not because we love recording in the evening, but because we compete with the sun.
Yeah.
And so the sun will be blocking, like, so the
Yeah.
camera cannot really capture us.
Yeah, that was
So then
true.
we had to also hold on and then now get a camera, which will now be able to, how do they call it? And the technical word for it, he should know that.
Yeah, I think it was actually the light issue. So
Yeah.
season one, we didn't have our key lights we are
Yes.
using here, you know. So when the sun, because this is the east, so when the sun, so in the daytime we can't really record,
Yeah.
because when the sun is really hitting us, it's shadows you see, and we didn't have any strong lights, you know, to show our face when we recorded the video. So
Yeah.
we're limited to recording mostly in the evening, and then also mostly in the evening because audio wasn't that great. In the evening, at least it's
Yeah.
quieter. We could use one mic and
Yeah.
then try and capture a lot of stuff. So yeah, we're limited in a lot of things, and it's been quite a journey
It's been
coming
it's
this
been-
far. You
it's
know,
been quite a journey.
being able to do this and
Yeah.
enjoy it. But what has happened is now our setup is longer.
Yes.
Our setup time is
Our
longer.
setup time is longer because you have to move things away,
Yeah,
And
and
then
then set up a bunch of stuff.
set up a bunch of stuff, and then now when we are done, we need to sit down.
Everything.
But then for me, it's really been really key because now it has helped me to also know how to mount this, mount that, do this, do that. So for me, it was a learning. It's been a learning process.
Yeah.
As much as currently it's long, but then currently I know I can set up all the cameras.
Yeah.
And you can just kind of sit and
Yeah, and you
do
set
it.
up the audios.
Yeah, I can set up the audio
audios,
too,
the lights you can set
and
up.
the lights and everything.
So yeah, Judah has become the very technical guy right now. You know.
Yeah.
So which is good. It shows growth for all of us. You know.
Because back in the day, it's just what we get there's a clamp thing. We used to
Yes.
hold my phone,
Yeah.
and once it's in position,
That's
that
all.
is it. And then memory issues and
Yes,
these issues, and then transfer
Yeah.
issues because the video can be like what
Yeah.
gigs
Yeah.
and
Then you
stuff.
have to transfer it.
Oh
yeah.
goodness! But no,
Yeah.
it's been,
I
it's
mean,
been
this is
good.
all just to let you guys know that you don't need to have everything to start.
Yes.
And when you're starting, it doesn't need to be perfect as well.
Yeah.
You just you just have to start with whatever you have, and it'll be good.
Yeah.
It'll be fine. Small journey. And then what was really encouraging, I don't know whether we shared this already, but what was really encouraging was at the end of the season we got a mail.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
the
the-
stats.
From I've forgotten where
Oh.
it came from, and then it kind of
Yeah.
was showing our stats, our what we've done, our performance so far on podcasts,
Yeah.
and it was really encouraging to know. I think we were the number one business podcast
Yeah. We're number one in
in
some.
Ghana.
I'm
In
charging
Ghana,
my
in
phone, so-
Nigeria, we're ranking among the
Yeah.
top, and in other African countries, and it was really great. So we saw, okay, you're kind of doing something here.
Yeah, that was the end of season one.
That was the end of season
Yeah.
one, so that kind of really encouraged us. Like, you know what, just let's do this,
Yeah.
and
we must say thanks to you guys because if you don't listen, then at the end of the day, we will not be where we
and
are
some of you
today.
shared it as well, which
Yeah.
was really great, and we love your feedback. Some of you like really kind of will DM or call and say, hey, I watch it and I liked it, and then that kind of thing. It was
Yeah.
really good. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Some of the feedbacks were a little bit like a punch.
well,
Like you already know the truth. Like you know because of some of the episodes. Like
yeah,
I think there was one you even typed like, "Yo, the audio, you had audio challenges and blah blah blah."
yeah.
It's what you call you be like, "Yo, why do you have to put that out?" Like your audio was, but I was like, "You saw it. We told you. It's written." But yeah,
Yeah,
it is
I
what
think
it is.
I think with that was a challenge we had put to ourselves, is to be consistent,
Yes.
right? So sometimes we record and after we see that there was a technical issue that we couldn't
Yeah.
identify while recording,
Yeah.
and then some of those situations, unfortunately, we can't re-record, especially when it involves guests coming from
Yes.
afar.
Yeah.
We can't we call them for them to
Yeah.
come back, sit them again to record for that number of minutes or hours that we did. So it becomes challenging. So we were like, okay, let's do our best, see how much we can make the sound better, and then put it out there. And that was, we hope that wouldn't happen again.
I want to put in, it's not like we have bad equipment or anything, but the computer just went off at some point.
Yeah,
Like it
yeah.
just
And that day was like, I mean, we don't know what happened. Like,
that wasn't it, under call it. It was
was
the
that episode where challenges
African authors face.
Yeah, yeah.
And in the middle of the conversation,
The recording, the device, the computer went off.
the laptop just went off.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And
So we couldn't, we didn't know it had gone off. So we kept,
Yeah.
having a conversation.
You get
But
what
at the
I
end
mean.
of the day, we were like, so these are some of the challenges that we are working at to prevent it from ever happening again.
Yeah.
And thanks for bearing with us, and thanks for the feedback as well. And even choosing to listen to that episode was great. Yeah, yeah. Some of you actually listened and then gave feedback which didn't have anything related to the audio.
Yeah.
Yeah. So which was yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, which was good to know. But yeah. So now let a quick run through. So for those who haven't yet been able to listen to all the episode in the season, just a quick run through.
Yeah. So the
Some of
first
our
episode 1 was marketing versus product.
products, and that was an interesting.
That was an
conversation.
interesting one because like that every time like when I go out I still see that same the same, like I find out like businesses competing even currently, so I go for more how do I call it, arts exhibitions and stuff, and then you get to find out it's still like the same thing because as a painter or as an artist or whatever it is you do, you need to market yourself. But at the same time, you also need to market your product. Like, you need to market yourself. At the end of the day, you also have to put out a product. Now, for an artist, let's say for us who are poets, let me use the poet aspect. And
Yeah.
for us who are poets, we go around there telling people, you know what, I'm a poet. And people also want to see what you've done. So then you're like, oh, hold on, I'm about to release a banger. Like, I'm about to release something smashing. And then... yeah, they are still waiting.
Yeah. So in that situation, that was the marketing that has been done by the product wasn't out.
Yeah, the product is out.
That's an interesting one, though.
Or you get the product out and then no
Yeah.
marketing.
This morning or afternoon, I remember hearing an interesting story, and of someone who acquired so much equipment, very expensive equipment.
Yeah.
Worth over $13,000
Ooh, nice.
for a project, which he hopes to get, and then after acquiring those equipment, he didn't get the project. So he was hoping to sell the equipment, and that was crazy.
Yeah.
That was like, so I was thinking of it in that context when we were thinking of this evening's or today's podcast. I was thinking of it. It's like, could it fall under products versus marketing? Like, because he invested in the product for the work,
Yeah.
the equipment, but he didn't get the job. He didn't get the returns. He didn't get a contract. So why didn't he get a contract? Did he not do his marketing well? What happened? I can never tell.
Yeah,
that was like, so that's some of the risk involved in investing so much in a product, bringing a product, and then now you realize that the market is not ready for it.
Yeah.
And
that's why market research is key
yeah,
before you step out there and make crazy purchases and all that. But the thing is, if you have not also gotten a contract, don't buy equipment. Yeah. It's a basic thing.
Yeah.
Like, let's say, so for my travel company, and then I've not gotten a contract to send 100 people to, let's say, to the north. Then I go and buy a bus.
Yeah,
Because I'm hoping to get
yeah.
a contract to send 100 people. Like, seriously.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah. So that I remember that conversation was really something to learn from,
Yeah.
and it was really good. Yeah, we hope you listen and learn something from it. So if you haven't, please, the link will be up here. I'll link it up in the.
That was the first
video.
the first episode for this season. Then we went to the must-have entrepreneurial skills.
Yeah, that one we saw some really good feedback on the YouTube. I actually was following the YouTube, and people were really like, oh, that was nice, and that
Yeah.
was, yeah, it was, for me, it was like, at that moment it was like reflection, thinking about some of the things that I have gone through and what I've learned and
Yeah.
what I have applied myself and seen results. So um, that was really key for me. I don't know if I mentioned consistency in that particular
Yeah.
video. And for me, that's one of the things I always hammered to people starting their own business or creatives who are hoping to make it out there, is the consistency. So like, just keep at it, and that's what we try to do here at the
Yeah.
Lab Africa podcast. So we try to be consistent. Sometimes things happen. Like this year, for example, I mean, it's been good because we're doing the podcast. There are other projects,
Yeah.
film projects we are working on and other things. So we kind of be moving around, and then after moving around with all the equipment, now we come back and we try to set up to record and edit whilst editing clients' work. So it's in all of that we try to be consistent. So sometimes
Yeah.
we're not posting on Fridays
On
as we
Friday.
are hoping to post,
Yeah.
but we still post.
Posts.
You know,
Yes. But
to
we
record.
still make sure we record before Friday.
Yeah,
That is the thing.
that's the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, consistency was something I remember from
For me, what's really is the next episode, which is
Yeah.
learning from our failures.
Yeah.
For me, that was the banger for me, because at the end of the day, it's, you see, once you are moving and you make mistakes, we most of the time just either sit and relax and then go crying. But then this also gives me the moments to just reflect and see, okay,
Mhm.
what have I learned from it?
Mhm.
And then be able to move. Know that, okay, sometimes some of the clients, when they're trying to give me some headache, I just have to tell them, you know what, if you think you can do this yourself, please do it yourself and then come and tell me the results.
And actually, at that moment, some clients were giving you headaches.
Yeah, it was like
And
that.
then I could see your restraint during the recording
Yeah.
while you wanted to just share everything. But I saw your
Yeah.
restraint. That was really cool, man. That was like, yeah.
it was a tough time.
That was
a tough time.
interesting, man.
'Cause, like, and this is the thing about this podcast, because most of the time, the things that we schedule, we either go through it a few either days or something, or sometimes I'm still in, like this one I was still in it, and then we had to do the recording,
yeah.
and it was hard. It was hard. It was
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
hard.
Jada had to restrain himself talking about the clients, which is good. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, we hope what we shared also helped some of you. And if you haven't listened to, I encourage you, please go and listen to that
Yes.
podcast. It was a good one. Yeah. And what was the next episode?
Doing business in inflation.
Oh God, that one. That one had a lot of views on YouTube, but it was
Yeah.
funny. It was it was funny because most of the people who were viewing it from the Google Analytics were actually from Russia and Ukraine.
Yeah, like
Yeah, it was interesting
peace.
though.
We pray
Yeah,
for peace for all these countries.
yeah, and we were just, because at that moment it was a subject we needed to have a conversation about, because it was a pressing issue here in this country, and
Yeah.
it currently is as well. We're
Yeah.
still going through the inflation issue. Everybody's complaining, things are getting harder and harder and more expensive.
Yeah.
The life is. So we had to have share our 2 cents on it, and then we try to do justice to it without being political, because that's not what this platform is
Yeah.
for. So that's what we did. And
But even if we are doing political, is, we tell you that we don't do politics, we do politics. You get me? So
yeah.
I'm just- sorry, don't mind me.
Yeah.
No, but that was. Wait, is it that episode we recorded twice? Because there was
No. That was
the
that was
E11 one.
the
The E11 one we recorded
E11
twice.
one.
Because the E11 one, there was the first one. Yeah, it felt like gunshots. Like,
Yeah, so
yo,
E11 was okay. You will get to that one.
we'll get to that one.
We'll get to that one. Yeah. Yeah.
Because this season has been great.
Yeah.
Like, yo, think about it. It has been great.
Mm.
Then we spoke to Farouk, and we had a conversation with Farouk.
Yeah, that was like really deep. Like that was
really
like,
deep.
yeah, we had a
Um,
that episode. I remember we had to restrain ourselves because we could have recorded like 2 hours.
yeah,
you know, cause crypto is new. There's so much
Yeah.
to learn,
It's too
and then
much.
Farouk had a lot of the information,
Yeah.
and then he would just like there were more stories. Would have loved he would share on the podcast, but he couldn't. But
Yeah.
behind the scenes conversation
Because
was
we had a
good.
lot of conversations before.
Yeah.
We had a lot of conversations
After
after. Like, so let us know if you want
if you're
us to
so
do it
more
in
on
season
crypto,
3,
yeah,
like, or have a whole crypto season. Please let us know.
yeah,
I'm trying to convince him we should do a crypto season, but he's also like, let's not go too deep into it, but let's go deep, but let's not bore you guys with it. Let's give you the
yeah,
balance.
yeah.
The balance. So we're trying to balance things.
Yeah, that episode was good. That episode was good, and because of that, we eventually had to even follow up with another crypto conversation.
Yes.
We learned that was the next 2 seasons. But what
Yeah,
was the season? What next 2 episodes? What was
So the next one was the conversation with Sir Black,
yeah,
personality of the week or
Personality.
personality of the
of the month? That
of the
time.
month. Yeah, that time.
Yeah,
That was Sir Black.
yeah,
Amazing gentleman. In the poetry world or in the art world, I would say, like, in the poetry scene, he's like
here in Ghana, he's like
in Ghana.
he for us. He's like the top. He's one of the grandpapas. I mean, we know they are
legends.
They are great grandpapas. They're old men there, but he's kind
For
of
this generation, for our
he's
generation.
not so young, but young.
Yeah.
But he's a legend. He's up
Yeah.
there. And then he really, a lot of the things that are happening in the poetry art scenes here in Ghana, he's been an influence to that.
Yes.
He's moved stuff and he's made things work. And then if poets and other artists are beginning to see fruits of their skills or their arts, Sir Black had something to do with it.
Yes.
So we just needed to acknowledge that we had conversation with him, and he's an incredible man. Yeah. So please go and watch it. Go and listen to it. It was a nice conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then we had conversations with African African artists, with the challenges African artists face.
That was when we had one of our biggest challenges.
Yeah,
with
that was
the audio.
the biggest challenge with the
That
audio.
was the day the audio went off completely in the middle of the recording, and we didn't know it until we had finished the whole show, done everything, and we were like, oh man. So yeah, I really struggled in the editing process, like trying to pull sound from every source and try to clear a lot of noise out of it, hoping to make it listenable. I mean, thanks for listening. Thanks for
Oh, and then we went to Lynn's project. Lynn's NFT project.
Yeah, the NFT project. Yeah, which was an interesting one because it was interesting for me because the fact that it's coming from GH, and then it's coming from a woman, which was really good to know. It was really encouraging. It was really nice, So yeah, big ups to Lynn. We hope you're doing great and you're doing even bigger stuff and you're selling more of your stuff, Yeah.
And a love work balance.
And we did a love work balance. Yeah. That was good. That was like good.
That was a good one.
That was good.
It was nice to have Tasha.
It was nice to have our executive producer on that one.
And she always makes us laugh and gets us to relax. Because you study from the very beginning, the first episodes coming down, we were all serious and all corporate.
Yeah.
In our speech and everything.
Yeah, I thought I was the funny one in the home, but I didn't know Tasha had.
Oh, Tasha
had a trick. Like the Tasha was on your case that night.
Oh man.
Man, I was like, oh man. Whenever I watch it again, I've watched it several times when editing, but even after I watch it on YouTube and I will laugh and I was like, oh my goodness.
There's a part I couldn't watch. I get there and I just skip. I'm like, skip next. Skip. Yeah, skip. Because I'm like, yo, the shots were fired.
Yeah.
Because I even got some people calling me and we're like, yo, is it true? I'm like, is what true? Like, but it was fun. It was fun.
That was a really nice one, and we're really happy to have Tasha, help us understand some of the relationship and work balance.
Also, dear love and work balance.
Yeah.
It was nice to learn from them, take some notes, and so when I grow up, I can be,
Haha, when you
I
grow
can
up.
be
Grandpapa did that.
a
Grow
good, a good husband
Don't
and
worry.
father and all that, so I can be able to balance my work and love life.
Yeah. And it was after that we recorded the
E-Levy,
E-Levy.
yeah,
But we had to record it twice.
yeah, we had to record it twice.
Once again, another audio challenge.
Yes, there was an audio challenge,
So
but also I feel like there was I went off. So I'm happy there was an audio challenge because I went off.
So
I
we
went off at some
recorded.
point.
The
Yeah.
audio was fine, but somehow in the middle of the recording, the audio went
Yes,
off
Went off.
again. Not actually, it was just one of the mics.
Yeah.
We had 3 mics that night, but one of them went off, and because it was a 3-person conversation, it was hard to put such content out.
Yeah.
So we had to re-record it, and I think that was a kind of a rehearsal for the one that you guys have seen, because it was fire. Like there was so much fire in that.
There's so much emotion.
There
like,
was so much
I
fire
was so
in that
emotional
in that recording,
yeah,
which
in that recording.
we didn't put out there, but we had to
Yeah.
record it, and then it was great because I actually personally got some feedback. People loved how we handled that particular
Yeah.
topic and what we shared, and they really learned a lot, and even shared the links, which was good to know. So it's so these are some of the challenges that we go through, and then we really try our best to bring the best content, bring out the best we can, considering all that is happening, considering all that we have, and that we'll talk about it, but I wanted to talk about what we are hoping to do in the end. What was it then?
So the one before this one was our conversation with Philip.
Yeah.
So
we had
an amazing guy.
So we met with Mark Felix.
Yeah.
The Mark Felix Foods, the director, the managing director.
Yeah.
And he's an inspiring young man.
Yeah.
He was really inspiring. Like listening to his story, seeing how far he's come with his business, where he started from. Man, that was really good. True. And I'm hoping those of you who watch it were encouraged, and those of you who haven't yet watched it, please go and watch it and be encouraged and learn from it. Because in this country, we can't wait to be employed. We can't wait to depend on the government. And when you're going to start a business, it's not going to be that simple. It's not going to be that easy. It's going to be a lot of challenges, and we're hoping when you listen, you watch this content, this podcast, it encourages you when you're going through the tough time. And that's what Felix shared with us in his journey building a really notable restaurant and snack joint, which is doing so well in East Legon. It's great, and that particular content has actually been doing great so far. When we put it out, it was one of the last content, and it looks like it's doing better than the earlier content that we've put out there. So that was really good. It means his story is really touching people, and it's
really touching, because this is the thing. I've heard this so many times, that adversity brings out the best in people. And we're not sitting here and having conversations like we figured our ish out and things out and everything, but the thing is that we are here so we can all encourage each other. And then so meeting people like that is really, because he also does not have everything figured out. So we are all getting to learn. So you get to learn from him, he gets to learn from us, we get to have conversation, and it's just amazing how his journey has been. And for those of us who just, like me myself, who just started this entrepreneurial journey, even though I have had a couple of experiences, but going to something currently, I'm you know what, I'm done with everything else. This is what I want to do full time. It's been crazy mentally. Now seeing somebody who has gone through it and has started from just a table, selling on a table, to now own one of a fancy, not too fancy, but a place that it's accessible, that everybody can go to. It's nice. It's nice.
And then he shared some of the feedback he gets even from international clients, which is good. So please go and watch it. The link,
Yeah,
I'll
watch it.
share the
Watch
link
it.
to all the
Watch it.
podcasts here. So if you
And
ever
he's in
see
East
them-
Legon, so
yeah,
just make sure you drop by.
yeah. Or if you come into the country
Yeah.
as well, it's not far from the airport.
Yeah.
So you just
Go and get some beans and
and some
to
Ghana
eat,
jollof.
Some Ghana jollof.
Yeah,
To eat and some plantain chips.
yeah.
Yeah.
If you're gonna also, if our audience are going to note that we usually are not bringing into the studio like people who have figured it all out, and then they are,
Yeah.
which we hope to do. Hopefully next season we're going to bring in more experienced person.
Yeah.
But I have always wanted to know how young entrepreneurs are learning. I want to
Yeah.
know what they are learning in their experience and the successes they've had so far. So that's how come we've been bringing in more young people, young entrepreneurs, young artists,
Yeah.
seeing how they are growing. And what I'm actually looking forward to, most of these people, we probably might have them back in the future when they've baked up, they've gone through a lot of stuff, and then
Yeah.
they're at another level, and we hope to have another conversation with them.
I get you. It's another thing to see somebody there, and it's also another thing to know what their story and what the journey has been.
Yeah.
And for us, the journey is much more important than the glam we see, because at the end of the day, if you lose everything, you can still make it again because you know the processes involved.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things I learned earlier on, which makes the journey much more important than the fruit. The fruit is key. It tells you that you are really working hard, or you are doing
the right thing.
You're doing the right thing.
Yeah.
But also knowing what to do is very important. So then you can replicate that in every aspect, in every area, in every business you go into.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So talking about that, some of the things we hope you look forward to in the next season is we're actually hoping to bring now like people with really in-depth experience in the business world on the continent.
Yeah.
We are hoping to bring in people who have really in-depth experience in the art scenes in not just Ghana, in Africa, and even across the across continents.
Yes.
We are hoping to bring in people who have have gotten really good experience that we could also learn from.
Yeah.
And then apply, and then also encourage. So we hope you look forward to that. We're not going to spill beans here. We're not going to share much so that you would come. But it's going to be like really, really, really good personalities we're having here on this podcast. They're not just going to be from Ghana. They're going to be from across the continent.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're not going to share so much. We're not going to spill beans here. We're not going to mention them. We want you to come and listen to season 3.
Yeah.
Watch season 3. It's going to be great. It's going to be better.
It's going to be amazing.
It's going to be amazing. It's going to be really good content, and I'm hoping you're going to enjoy season 3. Yeah.
By then, our equipment, because every season, our equipment also like go at a notch higher.
Yeah.
And so by then, our equipment to
so that's one of
give
the
you quality in terms of production wise, and also quality in terms of content. So
we're actually hoping to upgrade some of the things, especially with the audio. We're hoping to get a proper podcast audio setup, and that's one of the things we are working on. So if any of you out there watching this and want to sponsor that as well, hit us up, the L.A.B Africa podcast, or you can email us. We will put the email in the link as well. It's, the L.A.B Africa podcast at Gmail. That's simple, so .com, and then just hit us up. So Road, your podcast pro, hey, we'd like to hear from you. Any of you. Zoom 2 has a nice podcast, makes a recording as well. Hit us up. We like to collaborate, have some partnership, sponsorship with you. It's a good market, the African market, untapped yet when it comes to podcasts.
Yep.
So anyway, so that's us marketing ourselves. All right, so that's one of the things we are hoping to do as well, to upgrade our recording equipment so that we'll bring you better audio quality,
better video. Yeah.
The quality will be better hopefully in the next season. And now you could concentrate on the topic and not be distracted by some of the harsh sounds and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yourself, what are you looking forward to season 3?
For me, it's just learning. Because the people we are bringing on board are all people who, in terms of operation wise, they've been doing it for more than 10 years.
Yeah.
So then it's time for us to, you know.
I mean, I would say more than 20 years, average.
Yeah,
you know,
averagely more than, let's just say more than 10 years or more than 15 years, because
yeah.
majority of businesses die by the 8th year. They should be dead.
Yeah.
Sorry, not they should be dead. At the age of, if they go through challenges and all that, so majority of businesses die. Yeah. But they don't make it to the 8th year. So if you have someone whose business who profession as an entrepreneur, and they've managed to take their business over 10 years, then you should know that like they're really doing something. Yeah. So those are the people. So for me, I'll come with my notebook and then be writing notes. Or if you see me on my phone and then the person is talking and I'm typing, just know that I'm just taking notes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that has been it. That has been it. And one thing I know season 3 is going to also demand from us even more consistency, because there's going to be more client projects which we have to do, and there's going to be other projects personal project we have to finish, and then there's going to be podcasts we have to do as well. But we are not going to disappoint. We are not going to disappoint.
For the disappointing, it's not in our DNA.
Yeah, we are not going to disappoint. So it's been good. Thanks so much, all of you, for the support. I'd
like to share an inspirational little quote I heard today. So this is what someone said. If people call you trash, don't worry, because trash can. There's nothing like trash cannot. So just do that. Whatever the case, you can do it. You can do it. You can do it. So
you can, man. Oh, Gina. Yeah.
It's not me. I said it on Instagram. So like we always say.
Yeah. So before we get to that, I want to say big thanks to all of you who listened this season, all of you who gave your feedback, all of you who were encouraged.
I'll pop for you guys.
And special thanks to all our guests who came through this season. You know, some of you you were on tight schedule this season. It was your harvest year, and we had to bring you off the field just to sit down with us, share with us what is happening, and we were like really grateful for making the L.A.B Africa podcast what it is, and we hope that whatever you are doing, you will also continue to grow and continue to expand in it. And the next time we'll be having you on the podcast, having a conversation, it's bigger, it's larger, it's greater than what it was when we first had you on the podcast. So thanks to all of you out there. Thanks for the support.
Thank you. Shukran.
And like we
always say, let's make Africa great again. Peace.